Yeah, another beautiful morning here. This is Melody 100.7 FM in the city of AB, the city of Ibadan right here. It's a beautiful day. It is the first day in the 10th month of the year 2025, and it feels so good to be here again this beautiful day. And of course, it is a Melody Sunrise, a Melody 100.7 FM, serving you breakfast hot, fresh, and spicy, and taking you on a whole new level. It is a beautiful day. And I want to believe you started getting your groove on now. I mean, let me believe you woke up from the right side of the bed. Yes, but that's always my wish for you, to wake up on the right side of the bed. And of course, get your groove on. Get it going, get it tripping, get it moving this morning again. Another brand new working week is here again. Grab it, get it going. Don't snooze so you don't lose. So welcome this beautiful morning. All right, you know we do it every morning on Melody Sunrise. Yes, we take you through entertainment, information, education, everything in between. Of course, we take you through weather reports, beautiful vibes to get you lifted, and newspaper headlines shortly. Melody Sunrise Connect Sports. Yes, Sports Connect on this beautiful morning. So many things to talk about again. Weekend for the action, Mondays for the reaction, as Bam Bam will always say. 9 o'clock, we get straight into the assembly. What are we looking at in the assembly again? Something that touches you, touches me. And of course, another thing to look at in the assembly this morning. At the other side of it, we celebrate those celebrating today. Whatever you're celebrating, we always have a way of celebrating you. So welcome, good morning on behalf of the team. Adinike Adesoye, the studio manager at this time. Bobola Igufemi taking care of the streaming platform. Oyewole Adeto is manning the engineering unit at this time. Of course, Alice Ode, of course, making things sengemenge level. All right, this beautiful morning. My name is Pretty. You call me the finest, the nature's finest, DJ Pretty the finest, and it feels good to be here this morning. Now, one thing about you is your mindset. Your mindset gets you to your destination. If you keep having negative mindset, the negativities will be all around you. And if you have a mindset of happy people, every time you'll be happy, even when you don't have money in your pocket. I know it's very difficult to be happy when there is no money, especially when you have bills to pay. But one thing is, if you keep the mindset of a happy person, you'll be happy. Because happiness is a state of mind. Yes, I say that all the time, right? It's a state of mind. It's just according to the way you look at things. Because life itself is 10% to what happiness to you, and of course 90% how you respond to it. And you know one thing I've always said about being happy, your own happiness is something that you determine. It's not somebody that determines your happiness. If you're looking through now in your mind, you say, this morning, once I see Alice, yes, Alice will make me happy. Do you even know what is in Alice's mind or what Alice is battling? So you are your own happiness agent. So try as much as possible to make yourself happy. And if you can as well, make people happy. People around you, make them happy. As I've always said here, every day. So for me, every time I wake up, I want to make someone happy because I believe I was born to make you happy. That has been my dream, to make you happy. And I'm doing that to the best of my ability. I was born to make you happy. That's one thing that I know. All right, let's take this one. Britney Spears, helping me to corroborate what I just said. I was born to make you happy. Melody 100.7 FM. The finest is here. Good morning and welcome.
I'm sitting here alone up in my room. I think about the times that we've been through. Oh my love, I'm looking at a picture in my hand, trying my best to understand. I really want to know what we did wrong with the love that felt so strong. If only you were
Exactly, that's what I was born to do. I was born to make you happy. I always try to do that. That's my... Every day I wake up, I have at the back of my mind that as I'm going out now, let someone's day be filled with happiness and joy on my account. So do you do that as well? Make sure someone is not sad because of you. Make sure someone is happy on your account. Most definitely. Let me quickly look through what the weatherman is saying this morning. Oh yeah. Weather in Ibadan today. How is it going to be looking like? Well, for now, very, very cloudy situation is what the weatherman is telling us. And what I'm seeing now is that later there will be light rain showers. Yeah, light rain showers in parts of the city, with the precipitation at 40% today, and that tells you rain will come when you hear such precipitation. Humidity is 94%, while the wind is presently moving at 5 km per hour. And for the temperature Ibadan today, the least you can have is 22 degrees Celsius, while the highest that Ibadan can experience today will be 26 degrees Celsius. And for the city of Lagos, the city of aquatic excellence, a mostly cloudy situation as we speak right now. And because the precipitation 20%, wind movement 3 km per hour, temperature is going to be ranging in Lagos between 24 and 28 degrees Celsius. And for the city of Abuja, the nation's capital, it's a cloudy weather they are having right now, and it's going to be like that for most part of the day, with the temperature ranging between 22 and 26 degrees Celsius. For the city of Owerri, the Eastern Heartland, the city of Ungwari, as I like to call it, most cloudy situation is what you have there. There's a mostly cloudy situation for today, with the temperature ranging between 23 and 27 degrees Celsius. And for the city of Port Harcourt, the Garden City, it's a mostly cloudy situation as well, with the temperature ranging between 24 and 29 degrees Celsius. Let me write it up in Kano, where the weatherman says it's a cloudy weather we have there, and the temperature between 24 and 27 degrees Celsius. Wherever you find yourself, you try as much as possible to be a good Nigerian. From here, I wish you the very best of this beautiful day. I was born to make you happy. The newspaper headlines comes up very shortly.
I'd do anything, I'd give you my world, I'd wait forever to be your girl. Just call out my name and I will be there, just to show you how much I care.
Right, let's take you to the headlines now this morning, as we always have it every morning, beat by beat, segment by segment, one after the other. And let's go to the headline segment this morning. This morning I have the Vanguard, the Punch newspaper, Daily Post newspaper, the Guardian newspaper, as well as Daily Sun newspaper. Let's begin to look at them one after the other. And of course, the banner headline on the Punch is reported widely reported on all the papers this morning, and it is the action of the Academic Staff Union of Universities starting today, and it's a big one. And let me quickly tell you, that's what we'll be looking at in the assembly this morning. Strike, industrial action in Nigeria. I mean, does it still make any meaning? Because right now, it seems the government of the day understands and knows these labor unions very well. They don't take them seriously as they used to do in the past. I mean, in the past, especially during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, if they mention strike, if any labor union in Nigeria mentioned strike, then it's like the government will start fidgeting. The government started shaking at that time and begin to call them for meeting sharp. But these ones, especially under this president, the man doesn't seem like he's moved. As we speak right now, the man is not even around again. Even when they were threatening strike, the man went. Oh my God. So we're looking at that this morning in the assembly. I mean, labor strike, industrial action in Nigeria. does it still make any meaning in this country? Or it has been, because some people will tell you, these people will say is when they are broke, they'll just tell government want to go on strike. So they call them for a meeting in Abuja, give them bags of money, and they just forget about it. They start smiling after the meeting. But some people are still telling you, no, the strike still very important. That is the government that is being insensitive. So what will be your take? We'll get to 9 o'clock. We'll look through that this morning. But in the newspaper headline segment, I'm taking the headline from the Punch now. The banner headline says, ASU rejects FG's proposal, begins a 2-week strike today. That's what the story is saying. And of course, you have still from the same newspaper, crude row. Yes, crude row deepens as refiners reject 11 million barrel local supply. Edo recovering, no plans for replacement. Presidency, they say our minister is sick. They say he's slumped, he has stroke. All of these stories, but presidency is saying no, the man, he no get stroke. He's just, just well, but he did recover. That's what they say. Well, we wish him quick recovery. Nobody mocks someone who is sick because you don't know your own. What could happen to you tomorrow? Away from that, Fubara retains 8 commissioners. Prepares fresh nominees list. Hamas begins handing over Israeli hostages. Women raised to accept shame without protest. This according to Natasha. Another dismissed officer impersonates DSS agency, warns Nigerians. Still from the from the Punch, you're having this headline: flooding Lagos clears car dealers encroaching on wetlands. Gunmen shoot Nigerian barman dead in South Africa. And boutique owner excretes 127 wraps of cocaine in Kano. 2 arrested over mourner's death at Oshun funeral party. 4 Abuja suspected one-chance robbers to face trial is another story on the Punch newspaper. Still on the Punch, you have this headline: Dangote Cement begins Ivory Coast operations. Dangote Cement begins Ivory Coast operations. Naira hits 10-month high on strong FX inflows. And you have ethics must guide disruptions. Pencom DG giving us that one. Ekiti opposition chasing shadows, can't defeat Oyebanji. APC chieftain is the one talking there. And you have this one: scholars urge Senator Katung to dump PDP, join APC. Delta APC endorses Tinubu Oborevori as sole candidate for 2027. And you have Edo APC leaders pass vote of confidence in Okwebolo. And 2027 Gbenga Daniel urges support for Tinubu's re-election. These are the major headlines on the Punch newspaper for this morning. And from there, I move you straight to the Daily Post newspaper now. And the banner headline on today's Daily Post newspaper said 2027 Peter Obi's fate in ADC LP hangs in the balance. Yes, Peter Obi's fate in ADC LP hangs in the balance is a story, the banner headline on the Daily Post newspaper for this morning. Other headlines in the Daily Post: ASU Don blasts FG over no work no pay threat as lecturers begin strike. Because that's what the federal government has told them. If you go on strike, we'll just invoke no work no pay on you. Okay, all right. World Teachers Day stakeholders: true poor condition of Nigerian stakeholders rule poor conditions of Nigerian counterparts. 2027 no vacancy in ASU Rock. North has not turned against Tinubu. This is according to Minister Atta. And Itama's release, this one, 2027 hundreds dump APC, NNPP, LP for PDP in Benue South. Hamas releases 7 Israeli hostages is another story on the Daily Post. Bring 20 million naira or forget your farms. This is bandits threaten Zamfara farmers in a country that has president, countries that have governors, countries that have senators and House of Rep members, country that has House of Assembly members. country that has ministers, countries that has local government chairmen, councillors, bandits collecting tax in God, what a country. Well, God help us. DSS warns the public against dismissed staff. Victor Godwin. Okay, still moving on from the Daily Post newspaper. This one you have hundreds. Okay, defection. I go nowhere. I remain in APC. Buhari's minister is the one talking there. And still about 2027, not yet Saudi stands a turn. Umahi, Governor Mba's exit. Southeast says goodbye to PDP. Osita Okechukwu. And Plateau, despite defection, APC can't defeat PDP in 2027. Former Senator Nwadi Kwon declares. And still from the Daily Post newspaper, you have this one as well. Edu, Nigerian government snubs Uzoka and Nete as Cardoso leads country's delegation to World Bank IMF meeting. Yes, as Edu is not feeling fine, Cardoso has to lead. CBN governor leads Nigeria's delegation to World Bank IMF meetings. Naira depreciation, inflation has reduced real values, gains of Nigeria's fiscal reforms, CPPE. And cooking gas price increases in Nigeria. Is another story there and on the Daily Post. We are not part of ASU strike. Konua. Yes, you know Konua is another body, a parallel body in the university that is set up to fight ASU. Okay. INEC, Amukwito, best appointment Tinubu ever made. Okutepa is one talking. And Nigerians superlatively safer now. Daniel Buala. INEC, Yakubu reviews major challenges under his watch. I didn't hide. Amotekun commander Adeleke slams APC. Bring 20 million or forget your farm is another story. Bandits threatened Zamfara farmers is a story on the Daily Post. They never disarm after peace talks. Residents doubt new dialogue with bandits in Katsina. Forest guard kills 14-year-old boy at Oshun funeral party. And troops rescue kidnapped victims. Dislodge bandits in Kwara is another story on the Daily Post newspaper. And these are the headlines on today's Daily Post newspapers this morning. All right, leaving the Daily Post newspaper now, let me grab the Vanguard newspaper. And the banner headline on today's Vanguard newspaper says, non-oil exports, local investors lose out of 4.8 trillion naira boom. Wow. Okay, ASU shuns FG, insist on strike over unresolved demands. Disquiet in PDP over Mba Diri's planned defection to APC. Is another story on the Vanguard. And still on the Vanguard, you have this one. Hamas set to release second group of Israeli hostages. Fear of EFCC in defection into APC. Okay, let me take that again. So fear of EFCC fearing defections into APC. Chekwas Okore is the one talking. If it is fear of EFCC, why will sitting governors, especially those from the Southeast, South, be moving to the APC? The way it stands right now, almost everyone in the Southeast, almost every governor there is moving. Once Mba of Enugu moves, as they are saying, is moving this week, it means only one state, which is Anambra, has ABGA. Every other state there, apart from Abia, that has Labour Party. And even stories is that OT2 might be moving to APC soon. Why the one in Anambra, ABGA, is more or less like is a friend of the president. He might not defect to APC, but it's more or less his body language speaks that he fraternized with them. Are we turning Nigeria to a one-party state? Even though APC presidency keeps saying no, there's nothing like one-party state. But all of these people are moving. We hear Bayelsa, Deyeduri is moving too any moment from now. meaning the entire South will be for APC, because all of the governors there, apart from Bayelsa, are APC. Southeast, 3 APC governors. South, all APC governors except Bayelsa. Southwest, only Oyo and Oshun. Okay. Anyway, God have mercy. So disquiet in PDP over Amba D's planned defection to APC is the story there on the Vanguard. All right, your humility service to humanity are inspiring. OBDK celebrate Sheyi Tinubu at 40. Yeah, she is 40. We celebrate him. Yes, the president's son is 40-year-old. We celebrate him at the other side. All right, moving on. This one says, still from the Vanguard, why choose? Okay, it says ASU shuns FG, insists on strike over reserve demands. Nigeria 65 manufacturers highlight major pain point, and the renowned activist Abiodun Aremu killed by hit and run driver. God have mercy. 2027, no alliance with Jonathan to unseat Tinubu, says Peter Obi. Dollar to Naira exchange rate today, October 30, you can check that out. And Hamas hands over 7 Israeli hostages to Red Cross. And these are the major headlines on the Vanguard news. Okay, no, before I leave the Vanguard, U.S. genocide debate sparked by FG's failures. And you also have a Tinubu's presidential pardon emboldens criminality. Atiku, I remain in APC, I go nowhere. Buhari's transport minister declares. Pastor Bakari clarifies ADC plane crash comment, denies mocking victims. And defection won't sink PDP, will return to Aso Villa in 2027. Bala Mohammed is the one saying that. And these are the major headlines on the the Vanguard newspaper for this morning. And from there, I move you now to the Sun newspaper this morning. Yes, for headlines in today's Daily Sun newspaper, and these are the major headlines that you have on today's Daily Sun newspaper. Okay, all right. The banner headline there. Okay, this one says. Hashim slams FG over insecurity, says genocide debate stems from leadership failures. Nans hails Sanwo-Olu's aid for championing youth empowerment drive. Masop joins a protest march for Kanu's release. And Nigeria, France reinforce maritime security ties through exercise Crocodile Lift. ASU declares 2-week warning strike. Huriwa condemns a presidential pardon for murderers, hard drug traffickers. And the NSITA pledges quick benefit for Afriland fire victims' family. And the 5 million women database to be unveiled October 17 in Abuja. And Ogun donates land to FG to develop inland dry port. FCT police arrest 4 one-chance robbery suspect, rescue 2 kidnapped victims. Passenger expels 127 wraps of cocaine at Kano International Airport. And Nans urges Tinubu's continue backing for Interior Minister. APC chieftain expresses confidence over Nnamdi Kanu's freedom. Breaking silence on period poverty. What DC calls for action to empower girls on International Day of the Girl Child. Nans laws Gabriel for championing disability inclusion in federal employment. Lagos residents petition Sanwo-Olu over naming of public facilities. Free Kanu protest if the women back Sowore, and Kanu stop playing politics with Nnamdi's health, brother warns. So these are the major headlines on the Daily Sun, and these by extension the headlines that we have on the different papers that we have got on our stands this morning. This beautiful sunrise, Melody 100.7 FM. Yes, let's have a breather now. The other side of it, we'll be taking you through sports segment of the show this morning. I mean, so many things to talk about in the sports segment of the show this morning. Keep it locked right here. Don't move a muscle. My name is Pretty. The finest is right here, and it's another beautiful day right here. This is Luciano. New day.
Station Melody 100.7 FM.
Throw from deep and out. That's a smashing ball. It's Martins.
Joseph Yobo and Kubo.
And it's just out to the goal.
Simple Odesi.
Sensation. What a wonderful finish. That is the most embarrassing own goal. Oh, what a goal. Went 6-0. He struck it sweetly. And does he ever score ordinary goals? They're all copybook off.
Right, good morning. This is the sports segment of the show this morning where you hear the team. You know it is time for sport. It is 4 o'clock. It is beautiful morning. The Bam Bam is here this morning talking about the sports Bam Bam. Bobola Igufem in the building. Good morning, Bam Bam.
Good morning, finest. Good morning to all our listeners out there. It's nice to be on the program today. It's a lot to talk about. We saw so many MPFL games yesterday. We'll talk about some of them. And also, yes, a weekend for the action, Monday for the reaction. That's why we're here.
Most definitely. Yeah, let's begin with you just mentioned it now. I mean, the MPFL, it's becoming a persistent occurrence for Kano Pillars now. It's like if you go to their home in Sani Abacha, if you beat them or you draw them, there's a problem. Because we heard there were scenes not too palatable that happened yesterday after Shooting Stars picked a very vital away draw right there. And right now, if they keep doing this, is it they are too big to be dealt with? There was a time it was against them and Katsina United. In fact, a life was even lost in that one.
Yeah.
It happened to them between them and Atlant FC. The other one is even more than once that it had happened. It happened between them and Zamfara United at the time. Now it's Shooting Stars. I mean, what is wrong with Kano Pillars and the Sani Abacha Stadium?
I was watching the game live and I had to take a screenshot of that particular scene and I just posted it. And it turned out to be, after like few hours, I saw that the internet exploded.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's a very, very sad thing to see, disheartening. And for me, after I saw the reactions from players, a lot of players got injured and all of it, I felt really bad. Now, just to talk about it, you see, in the Sani Abacha Stadium, at first I saw the massive turnout. I was really happy when I saw it. In fact, I had to capture that particular part where I saw fans turn up for the match, and I felt like, I mean, that's how it should be. I mean,
exactly.
Supporters supported the MPFL. A lot of people coming out to see MPFL games. Then later in the game, a particular fan ran out when they felt like they should have gotten a penalty, but the referee didn't blow it. So a particular fan came on board onto the pitch. He came to the pitch, then it was hard to be excused outside. Then I started to notice that something might happen.
Yes.
That if Shooting Stars score a goal, and yes, Agba scored a goal in the 90th minute, and afterwards we saw the eruption. I think it's so sad to see, and a lot of bloggers have posted it. Definitely people are seeing it.
Yeah.
You understand? And it shows that our league is not going to be marketable. Right?
It's not.
It's not. In fact, they call the Galatasaray Stadium of Hell. They don't call it Stadium of Hell because they attack players. In fact, Mohamed Salah said that's the craziest thing he has ever said. But then he's not talking about the fact that they attacked them.
Yes, at the stadium.
At the stadium, he's just talking about the fact that the passion,
kind of,
mad passion,
support,
and on that one, it affected them psychologically. You understand? Because at some point he mentioned that he couldn't even communicate with his players. The crowd was massive. Yeah, so they didn't attack Salah, they didn't attack Ekitike, and they were able to do all of those psychological effects on them. See what happened to the time where if the home side is winning, you hear woo.
Exactly.
Then when the away side is on the ball, you hear boo. I mean, that's better rather than attacking players on the pitch. So it's just really, really sad. I've been seeing different points of view. Some people talking about the fact that the Kano Pillars were cheated and all of it. Even in the Premier League, where there's the goal line technology, there was a particular game, VR. There was a particular game, Liverpool-Tottenham. I think it was Liverpool that scored the goal, and afterwards, even PGMOL, they had to apologize for that situation. And that's a particular league that is highly
the most accepted, the best league in the world
in terms of technology, in terms of saying it. So I know I saw particular scenes from it. I felt like maybe Kano Pillars should have gotten this, but still doesn't warrant all of those harassments. It's just really, really sad. Now, Shooting Stars, on the other hand, their first game, Bayelsa United.
Exactly.
They didn't do the same thing.
Yes.
The fans didn't do it. In fact, the fans were really angry at the players.
Exactly. And that even they did not even go and attack anybody.
Against Ikorodu City, where they scored that one. They were attacking the players that, in fact, some of these players are not tall. Why are you giving us all of it? And on the other hand, the players realized that, oh, these fans are really angry with us. They had to fine-tune their game and decided to win games. So I think it's just really bad. Kano Pillars, are they trying to say that nobody can go to the Sani Abacha Stadium and get all 3 points? Because if you can do that for a team that got a draw, what will happen with the team that get all 3 points?
At your Sani Abacha. Let's see what will come out, because that's what everyone is now looking at now. What will be the reaction of MPFL and of course as well as NFF disciplinary committee as well, because this one should go beyond even MPFL.
Yeah.
This is something that even NFF must come into it. We want to know if Kano Pillars, they have 2 heads. Let's see what they will do to them. But you saw the officiating was not too perfect in that game as well, right?
Well, I think 3 incidents. There was a particular time I thought the Shooting Stars player was supposed to get a red card, because the way he attacked the Kano Pillars, he flew on the air and hit him on his chest. And there was one case of handball. I felt like maybe that should be an handball. The ref should have blew away at that point in time. But then, you know, there are certain times that it could just be the referee's discretion.
Yeah.
The red card that I thought the referee should have. The referee can as well think about it that maybe they don't actually have anything to lose, because right now is 1-0. Kano Pillars are leading. So what's the essence of giving them a red card? He gave the player a yellow card. You understand? But me, I felt like it should have been a red card. But in that situation, the referee can actually decide on what to do, because it's not like he actually went on his ankle or something. But he flew hard. But immediately, the Kano Pillars player stood up immediately. It wasn't like it was the medical team rushed out and all of it.
That's why he felt
like, you understand. So even the handball situation, it was a scrappy one. The player did not even see it. He just hit his hand. So I felt like maybe it could have been the referee decision. But on my own point of view, seeing the game, I felt like it should have been a red card and also a penalty for Kano Pillars.
Maybe this were the things that the Kano Pillar fans felt cheated.
Yes, but it still did not warrant all of that. Yeah.
All right. So let's see what will happen. As I said earlier, as we speak right now, the game between Rivers United and of course the Bayelsa United is in the 28th minute. It is goalless. As we speak, it is goalless going on right now in Port Harcourt. Now, for other games that happened yesterday, Abia Warriors, they are showing class of what they wish to do this season. In the derby, the Warriors, the Battle of the Warriors, it ended 2-0 in Umuahia as the Abia Warriors defeated the boys from Maiduguri. Ikorodu City also defeated Vendel Insurance 1-0. Kano Pillars played 1-0, as we said earlier, with Shooting Stars. Katsina United beat Remo Stars 3-1. Remo Stars, what a guan to Remo Stars. They lost 3-1. Kon Khalifa ended Imba's unbeaten run so far this season. Imba hadn't lost before yesterday, and they lost that game in Uweri 1-0 to the new boys. While Nasarawa United defeated Enugu Rangers 2-1. Plateau United beat Barao FC 2-0, and of course for Warri Wolves and Niger Tornadoes, it ended 1-1 in Warri. And Wiki Tourists also played 1-1 with Kwara United, meaning there was no away win this season. I mean this match day. The only thing we had 3 away draws, so no away wins. So all away wins.
That's what I've been telling Daniel.
I mean, no wins.
That's what I've been telling Daniel. There's no big throw. That's what will make you win the league. That's the way the NPFL is fashioned to be like. And now I don't understand. Is it that they don't? Because right now we are seeing it. Their performance away from home. Why is it that they don't give that performance at home?
Yeah.
It's just so worrisome. Is it that the home team, they always expect that when I'm at home, I'm comfortable, I can play well? It's just really sad that the league is like that. I was expecting so much from Remo Stars because they started the game on night, and all of a sudden, I switched to the Shooting Stars. When I came back, I saw that it was 3-1. How did it happen?
For a champion.
For champions. It will not happen in Europe. In fact, even in the likes of Morocco, the likes of South Africa, you see Orlando Pirates, at least away from home, they should be able to amass 12 points at the end of the season. But in the MPFL, it doesn't work like that. But yes, let's turn back to the situation of the Shooting Stars and Kano Pillars at the Sani Abacha Stadium. With all of those things happening, won't it turn out to be that even the referees are going to be scared? Because I particularly saw the referee, they tore his clothes. So
exactly,
it shows that the players and the football, the ones in charge of the football, like referees, players, are they not going to have the fear that they're going to be beaten by fans or officiating matches with mindset of being attacked? Because if at the end of the day the home team eventually don't win, because the home team definitely have more supporters, they have more fans right there. So wouldn't they be scared of a particular situation that, okay, if I blow this for this particular club, are they not going to come for me? Because everybody would work based on experience. With what happened at the Sani Abacha Stadium, other referees, would they be cautious? They would be cautious.
Exactly, they will now be. Let me
exactly. Once they score like this, locked in. That's why you see that you don't see teams score 3 goals, 4 goals. It's just 1-0, 1-1, 2-0 at maximum. You don't see 3, you don't see 4. So I don't enjoy the league seeing it like that, because why would I not be confident that a signing team that wants to play Mamelodi Sounders cannot go away from home and defeat a team? And that's what we turn out for the CHAN competitions and all of it. For me, I'm not happy with the situation. Daniel would always talk about it, that is the mentality that we pictured. But we are not lying. It's what we are seeing. Every week, one away win. Liverpool will not go away from home, away to Burnley, and Burnley will have them for barbecue. It's not possible. Liverpool will defeat them 3-0. Whether you're at home or you're away from home. That's how it should be. Easy.
Most definitely. Okay, let's move from there now. God help us with our league. And of course, for the Super Eagles, we thank God there was a scare. We heard about a scare earlier about the flight that took them, about 15-minute scare. But thank God they finally landed. They landed in Uyo, and they had their first full training yesterday. And right now they are still telling us they are ready. They are ready for the action. We hope they will be ready. Why they hope that the result elsewhere between South Africa and Rwanda will favor them. But Ghana, they showed us that their jollof seems to be better now. they moved to the World Cup with a win yesterday.
Yeah, fantastic one for Ghana. When they started the World Cup qualifier, you knew that these guys, they mean business.
Intention.
Business.
I mean, Mohamed Kudus is showing us he's a classical player.
Exactly. Fine player. One touch yesterday from Thomas Partey and they go to go. Now, I always want us to look at particular teams because we always talk about the fact that Nigeria will have the better squad. Honestly, we don't have. Fine, we have, players that play abroad.
Yeah.
But if we don't have a better squad, I was looking at Senegal squad. I was looking at Cote d'Ivoire squad, Morocco squad.
Yes.
Amrabat, El Nesiri, Hakimi. This one, Brian Diaz plays for Real Madrid.
Exactly. But we will be mentioning our players as being the
Chukwueze on the bench. Akpo Adams, even though he scored a goal, he's always on the bench for Sevilla. Only maybe Victor James Osimhen, Calvin Bassey, Trustekong, where does he play for? Wilfred Ndidi just started to make his headway at Besiktas. So compared to the likes of Semenyo that we are seeing week in week out do magic for Bournemouth, Kudus. You talk about this other guy, Ayu. You talk about
Partey, yes. Now
this other guy that plays for Monaco. He used to play for Luton. I'm trying to remember his name. When I remember, I'll mention it. So these are players that play week in week out for their club, and they are bringing it to their national team. That's why I love that Ghana side. Although when it comes to the AFCON qualifiers, they are not performing well. But who cares? World Cup is the most important thing.
Who cares?
Nobody cares because at the end of the day, AFCON will come and go. But Ghana, I think they've won it before. So
of course,
World Cup is a big stage, and every player wants to play at the World Cup. So in fact, if I'm a player, I'll be ready to sacrifice. Yes.
You don't want AFCON?
I would be ready to sacrifice my AFCON for the World Cup. Yes. Let's be honest.
Oh my God. Okay, but the games that happened yesterday, Burkina Faso and Ethiopia played 3-1. Yes, Burkina defeated Ethiopia 3-1. Djibouti lost to Sierra Leone 2-1. And of course, Egypt, they've qualified, yet they continue to show class. They still won 1-0 against Guinea-Bissau. Of course, Zambia also lost at home to Niger 1-0 for Chad. And Central African Republic, it was 3-2. Central African Republic would have been beaten anyhow. They now beat Chad at home 3-2. For Ghana, it was 1-0. Goal by Mohamed Kudus and assist from Partey. They beat Comoros 1-0. Mali beat Madagascar 4-1. It was a thumping. I tell you, these guys are showing that, look, you must show class in whatever you are doing. For the World Cup qualification as well, elsewhere in Europe, it also went down. Scotland beat Belarus 2-1. Denmark, of course, defeated Greece 3-1. Netherlands made a big point against Finland 4-0. It ended. Lithuania were beaten at home by Poland 2-0. Of course, for San Marino, they were beaten by Cyprus 4-0 as well. And Romania also defeated Austria 1-0. Faroe Island were beaten at home by Czechia or Czech Republic. No, rather, Faroe Island defeated, that was a surprising result, defeated Czech Republic 2-1, while Croatia defeated Gibraltar 3-0. But talk about one man who has been scoring on us. He has every game he's played in for his country and club this season so far, he has scored. And I'm talking about a certain Erling Haaland.
Yeah.
That boy is in a devastating form for club and country this season.
See, I was having a conversation with Daniel on Sunday, and I was saying that everybody that says Haaland is not a good striker doesn't know what he knows his job.
Is anybody saying that?
Some people will say, oh, he doesn't have a very good hold-up play. He cannot dribble. He cannot do all of this.
But he's doing his own job.
He's doing his job.
If he not to score,
that's the job. One touch, you don't have to have too many touches. 4 touches in a game. At least 2 of them should be inside the net. That's how a striker will prove himself. You see, Haaland, I'm scared of what will happen in future times if he continues with this form, because it looks like if he leaves Man City, he's definitely going to go to a top that is maybe in terms of pedigree, in terms of titles.
It's Barcelona now. Yes, Barcelona.
Exactly. Barca or Real Madrid. Those 2 clubs. And we know how the Spanish La Liga is. In the Spanish La Liga, we saw that Messi scored 50 goals in a season.
Yeah.
This other man, Ronaldo scored 46 goals in a season. In the Premier League, I don't think that would be possible.
Exactly.
But Haaland is actually showing that.
See, if he goes to Spain,
what will happen?
Score like 40 goals.
Exactly. So we need to be worried about this guy. I say that if there's anybody that would be able to break, maybe not Ronaldo goal scoring record right now, Messi's record because Messi follows him up.
Yeah.
He would be Haaland if he continues with this form. And one thing I love about Haaland and a couple of other players that stood for their national team is for Norway. I mean, just to be certain, because that's the national team of Erling Haaland. Yeah, they understood the job. Before now, Norway, they don't even qualify for all of this competition. Right now, the likes of Haaland, Odegaard, they are pushing the national team.
Yeah.
They want to take that team because they understand that Haaland was supposed to win. For me, he was supposed to win the 2022 World Cup, 2022 Best Player. Eventually, it was Messi that won it. Because of what? Because of the World Cup. Now, Haaland understands that even if I'm having a fine form in my club team, my national team, I don't have to slack. Now he's doing the job, both national team and club team. So later in future now, even if he doesn't win the World Cup, he gets to the quarterfinals. He knows that on that World Cup part, on national team, at least I've secured it. Then goes to the Champions League, get all the bags, win the highest scorer, win the Champions League. Well, I mean, who will not vote him as the Ballon d'Or winner? So I love what he's doing, and kudos to him.
Kudos. All right. For today, the games continue. In Africa, today, Equatorial Guinea will be hosting Liberia. For Sao Tome and Principe, we host the guys from Malawi. Tunisia, already qualified Tunisia, they'll be hosting Namibia. Of course, for other games, Cameroon, yes, they'll be hoping to also maybe seal their qualification. They beat Angola and hoping that the result elsewhere also gives them a very good day. Cape Verde will be playing Eswatini, while Mauritius will play Libya, and Lesotho, yes, Lesotho will play Zimbabwe. That game is coming before our own tomorrow, even though that game is inconsequential. It doesn't have anything to do. Where we should be looking out for is the game between Nigeria, Benin, and of course South Africa and Rwanda. So South Sudan will play Togo as well. So these are the games going down. When we come at 6:15, we'll be having time to talk about these games and more. In Europe, Wales will play Belgium, North Macedonia will play Kazakhstan, and it will be Iceland taking on France, Ukraine taking on Azerbaijan, Sweden taking on Kosovo, and of course Slovenia taking on Switzerland. And for Slovakia, will be hosting Luxembourg, while Northern Ireland will host Germany. For the games going on, as I said, Rivers United taking on Bayelsa. Bayelsa United have scored a goal. Right now, it is 1-0 in favor of the visitors, Bayelsa United against Rivers. Let's see how it ends. We'll tell you more where we'll come later. But looking at all of the qualifiers in Europe, which one has really, tickled your fancy or gotten your attention the more?
All of the big teams for me.
But it's always a thumping.
It's always easy. But I think it has to be one team that is given a show off is Netherlands. Honestly, they might not have the top. I mean, their players are top players, but they have top guys. But then I think Memphis Depay is trying to show that he's still in power. Let me put it like that, because
Cody Gakpo is also
Cody Gakpo. So I mean, they are trying to rejig their squad. They also have a fantastic manager, Koeman. So I saw their midfield with De Jong, Gravenberch, and this other player, Renedas. Just three of them. For me, they are all central midfielders, but they also have that thing of creating. So I think moving or going to the World Cup, we're going to see a lot of actions from Netherlands. I think that's one thing for me that have really sparked. If all the players come and they gel together, because having that kind of fine midfield, you have Gravenberch, you have Renedas, you have De Jong, and we know how these guys play at their club team. At the back, there's Delete, there's Van Dijk, they have Timber, they have Jeremy Frimpong. There's this other guy that plays for Inter Milan. I'm trying to remember his name. There's also the attackers, Gakpo, Memphis Depay. I mean, a couple of players. Javi Simons is there. So if all of those players come together, I think they should be able to battle the likes of Spain. Yes, Spain, maybe Brazil, and Argentina, a couple of teams. If they get themselves together, France. For me, France too. Fine, they are scoring goals, but they are not exciting. I still expect more from them. I expect that they should be thumping anything. In fact, if there's any team that should be winning the World Cup, it should be France. But one thing about them, they might go on to even get there.
Not Spain.
Yeah, France. They have fine players. I mean, Dembele.
They've won it before.
They've won it before. But, they are just like Real Madrid. They go on to the finals, but they don't give that flashy play. They don't give that excitement. Spain will give you that. We give you all of that, and they will take themselves to the final. But France, they will struggle. You can see them maybe against even Romania. You see Romania scoring them. Later on, you see Mbappe score an hat-trick, and they eventually win. So for me, I think Netherlands is what they are a team to watch out for.
A team to watch out for. All right, let's quickly tell you the confirmation by CAF that the playoffs will be played in Morocco. Yes, they've given a date, and they've told us how it will be played now in Morocco. The mini tournament will determine the countries that will represent Africa in the intercontinental playoffs. Of course, the semi-final fixtures are built for November 13, 2025, while the final will be played November 16, 2025. For best second place teams, who are 4, they will, from all of the 9 groups, will qualify for the playoffs. Now, according to CAF FIFA rankings in October, so the rankings that will be released this Thursday will determine the seeding. Yes, how they will seed the teams for the draw. The top ranked countries will play against the 4th best, while the 2nd and 3rd ranked teams will play each other. All right. So the winner will then take part in the intercontinental playoffs in March next year. They will face countries from Asia, South America, Oceania, or CONCACAF for one spot at the tournament. No be wahala.
No, I mean, this one don't go far. This one choco.
It's better you qualify directly. This wahala is too much.
Because you are still going to play one before you even eventually qualify.
For the other, yes. And when you qualify, you now travel. Hey. You know how it is to travel to Oceania. Oh my God. So this is what CAF has explained how it will be now. FIFA ranking will be used, and you know how we are dropping FIFA rankings these days. So even if we qualify, it's also still.
I think everything doesn't even looks like it's favorable for Nigeria. They have to even do the job tomorrow before we eventually.
Let's even finalize this job tomorrow first.
Because even in the second rankings of all the teams, we are not even there right now.
We are not,
because we are not even currently second.
Gabon is better than us. Madagascar, Mozambique, all of them.
So I mean, what's the assurance? I feel like the only thing is maybe getting a win tomorrow and eventually a slip from South Africa. That's the only thing that can help us. But all of this, eventually, after all these qualifiers, it's just one team that will go on to even qualify to the World Cup. Yeah. After all of this series of stage 1, stage 2, one team that will qualify. So what's not the essence of it? After the traveling and all of it, I think it's just a stress and it's a longer process. Happy for the likes of Morocco, Ghana that have stayed up. And I mean, they will just be chilling.
Just be playing friendlies as Morocco doing. Okay, so before we leave, because since Nigeria has they've been dumped out of the competition, it's like the action is not being talked about again. Talking about FIFA Under-20 World Cup going on in Chile. But for games that went down earlier this morning, France Under-20 defeated Norway Under-20 2 goals to 1. That game ended a while ago. And of course, for Morocco, they are still pushing hard for Africa. It tells you what Morocco is doing in Africa. Bam, bam. 3-1, they beat USA. 3-1.
See, Morocco, they are just that team that are sparking up everything when it comes to football. Now, let's go back to the Olympics. They were at the Olympic finals. They came third.
Yes.
I remember Akibi, that penalty shooter, they third. Now, WAFCON final, they were there. Nigeria defeated them, the Super Falcons. Now, Under-20. Now, they didn't do well in the Under-20 qualifiers.
Yes.
Because it was South Africa that won it against Nigeria in the final. They came third. That's how they qualified. Now, the female team, they also did well. Now, the national team, they've qualified. In fact, when it comes to the 2022 World Cup, they were the first African team to get to the semi-finals. See, everything is just working for them. And everything started 2009. That was when the whole process, that was when they decided that at this point in time, we need to focus on football. And they call it investment. They are reaping it right now. Since 2009 to look at the time they are reaping it, 2025, it's a process. When you don't start it, you will not get results. For Nigeria, they've not started. They're not close to starting it. So when are they going to get results? That's the essence. Are we just going to continue to depend on the females? Now, it shows that later on, maybe the Super Falcons, after getting the 10th, they might not be dominant again because all of a sudden, Morocco just started to spring up. Before, it used to be South Africa. Morocco now, they go to the final. They scored 2 goals early. We came back. It will not happen the next time if you are not going to fix your house in order. Because Morocco now, they are going back to rejig themselves. And they are still going to be the ones to host it.
Definitely.
So, it gives you that shocker that definitely something is about to happen. South Africa, fine, they won the last WAFCON. This time Nigeria were lucky to beat them. So it just sends that shocking that now they are dominating football when it comes to the male side. Later, maybe the female side, and overall in Africa, they are going to dominate totally. So I'm happy for them. It shows that every other African team, they are weaklings, just like Nigeria have.
So I continue to say we need to go and learn from Morocco what they did well. But I mean, it took 16 years. Can Nigeria spend 16 years to reform our football as Morocco did? Only time will tell. Well, for other under quarter-final matches that went down, Colombia defeated Spain 3-2, while Mexico lost to Argentina 2-0. I mean, Mexico had a record in that game. It pointing towards Argentina tournament. I'm telling you, this season. For the semi-final games will be played on Wednesday and Thursday. Morocco will play France, and Argentina will play Colombia. I'm seeing in Morocco and Argentina final. Maybe let's see what will happen. And I will talk more on this one and the others when we return at 6:15 later this evening. Big ups to Bam Bam for coming through this morning again. At 6:15 we have more to talk about on the Sports Cruise segment of the show. All right. So Bam Bam, thank you for coming through this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Definitely. All right. Let's have a breather. When we return, yes, we'll be looking at ASUU, another strike starting today. And we are talking about strike in Nigeria. Do they still make any meaning, especially with this present government that seem not to be interested? If you want to go on strike, go. Unlike before, where the government will be shaking when they announce strike. But right now, it's as if there's nothing that is jittery when it comes to ASUU and all of the other unions and industrial action. We'll look through that in a moment. Keep it locked right here. It's Melody 100.7 FM.
Melody FM 100.7. From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 9 a.m. I love the station. Melody 100.7 FM. Melody
Them a lie to me, and let my friends of the them a lie to me. I'm not them to the them lie to me, girl. Let my them to my guns, them a lie to me. I love them to me one time to me, girl. I'm weak, sir.
You can tell you say it's I don't like you. Yeah, I don't like you. Make you just do what you sabi do. Nobody for the jungle. This life will be where I rumble. Make I tell you what I want. One life for another way, yeah. Nobody for the jungle. This life will be where I rumble. Make I tell you what I want. One life for another one. I work hard for the money, girl. I work hard for the money, yeah. I work hard for the money, girl. I work hard for the money, yeah. Make it think before you go over me. Ownership, I want to go over me. I get a need for me. I get a see what go buy for me, yeah. So make it think before you go over me. I want to go over me. I get a nigga where go die for me. I get yeah. Suffer day, poverty no good. Suffer day, poverty no good. Say, nobody go tell you what I want. Say, nobody go tell you what I want. So make you reason, go. I work hard for the money, go. I work hard for the money, yeah. I work hard for the money, go. I get a see where go buy for me, yeah. I work hard for the nobody what that one.
As your son is will not pay you, by the time hunger strikes, you go and do work by fire by force. I have issues with you, and the issue is we will not pay you. No work, no pay is what federal government is trying to apply now that ASUU is going on strike. So welcome, good morning. This is People's Assembly segment of the show this morning. And you know I do it every day. We pick up important issues and we discuss them parliamentary style. You are an honorable member in the House, and we are looking at this morning's strike in Nigeria. The way it's going is like government of the day doesn't want to even feel anything again once they call strike. If you check, it's as if nowadays, once you hear industrial action wants to hold, reluctantly they will just say, in Nigeria. Or you think, as some people are thinking that, look, all of these labor leaders, you know, all these union leaders, is when, as some people are thinking that, look, all of these labor leaders, you know, all these union leaders, is when they need money, when they are broke, they will just look at, okay, there's an agreement, government has not agreed, okay, all right, let's tell them we'll go on strike. And after some hours, they call them to meeting and they give them bags of money, and that's the end. That's what some people are saying. That's what Nigerians are saying about union leaders, labor leaders in Nigeria. While others are saying government themselves, they have problems. Why do you always sign agreement that you cannot meet up with at the end of the day? And some others are saying, why will the government that want to leave office sign agreement with unions when they know they will soon leave? They will not give problem to the government that is coming. For others, they also say government is a continuum. Whatever you meet, you must take it up from there. So what is your view concerning strikes in Nigeria? Strikes in France, that's the country they say the headquarters of strike in the world. But when they strike, I mean, it will solve some issues. Some other countries of the world, when they strike, it will be so serious, and there will be important thing at the end of the day. But our strikes in Nigeria is like it's been watered down. No importance again. That's what some people are saying. But what's your view this morning in the assembly concerning industrial action? Strikes by different unions in Nigeria. ASU is going on strike this morning now, and government is saying if you go on strike, we will not pay you money. No work, no pay. So that's where we're going this morning in the assembly. My name is Pretty, the Honorable Speaker in the House. So what's your view concerning strike in Nigeria? Do we use them to solve anything, or is just for sort of self-aggrandizement, as some people will say? 0702 520 1007. 0702 520 1007. And 0705 507 1007. 0705 507 1007. This is Melody 100.7 FM in Ibadan. My name is Pretty, and this is the People's Assembly segment of the show. Let me have this short breather. When I return, I will start taking your calls and messages at 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. The People's Assembly segment of Melody Sunrise this morning. Keep it locked. I'll be back after this short breather.
I love the station, Melody 100.7 FM. Doing business without advertising is like winking at a girl in the dark. Do not be like a potential bachelor who's busy cutting an eye for a beautiful lady in a very dark room. Give your business the much needed publicity it deserves. Come do business with us by advertising your goods and services on Melody 100.7 FM Ibadan, and let's use our platform to uplift your own. Advertise with us by contacting our marketing department at number 2 MB Mapadon Street, Bodewasimo Basharu Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. Telephone 0915 500 107. That is 0915 500 1007. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms at Melody 107 FM. At Melody FM Ibadan, we help make your business to blow. Yaga yaga. Melody FM, your real home of entertainment. Stay tuned. Yes, Melody. Melody FM 100.7.
Okay, let's get into it now. People's Assembly segment of the show this morning, Melody 100.7 FM, strike in Nigeria. You've heard all of my analysis, and of course, it is now your turn to speak on the radio. 0702 520-1007, 0705 507 1007. What do you make of all of these strike in Nigeria? This is for ASU now. National Association of Resident Doctors will come up with their own. We have other unions everywhere. Pengasin, Nupen just finished one with Dangote, and it's always like that. Different trade unions in Nigeria, they say when they want to prove their relevance, they just call on strike their members to down tools. So what do you make of all of this morning? It is Melody 100.7 FM, the segment where we take your calls and messages this morning. 0702 520 1007. Do we need all of these unions in this our country? 0702 520 1007. ASU strike this morning. Let's get into it. Let's go to the phone lines now. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, please do call me back. 0702 520 1007, 0705 507 1007. We're looking at ASU and the strike that is starting today. And government has told them if you don't work, we will not pay you. And remember, they also went on strike. They went on strike at the beginning of this administration because they were being owed some monies during the last administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, who also invoked this no work, no pay rule, and they said they had to be paid their money. So this government had to pay them that money before they now sheathe their sword. So the government of these days is also trying to say if you don't work, we will not pay you. So where do you go from here? And what do you make of these unions and all of these incessant strikes in Nigeria? 0702 520 1007, 0705 507 1007 is the number. Yeah, these are the numbers to call this morning for you to be part of the discussion all about ASU and on ending strike. Labor unions on incessant strikes in Nigeria. What is your view and what's your take concerning this? And the way it is right now, as we just declared 2 weeks warning strike, they will still go on an indefinite one. And what happens is when all of these things happen, as government is saying now no work, no pay. So if ASU decides to continue with the strike, it tells you that the grass suffers when two elephants fight. Who are these two elephants? The labor union, ASU, and government. And who are the grasses that will suffer? Your children, my children in school are the ones that will suffer. So what do we do to curb all of this suffering, to avert suffering by the children, the innocent ones who are in school, who are in universities at different levels in Nigeria? 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay, let me begin with the messages. Yes, this one says, my name is Timothy from Alakia. I think we're having too many strikes in Nigeria. Every time they talk about strike, people don't even take them seriously again because it's like they have a way of using that to amass wealth for themselves. I think what they always do is they feel the government, people in government enjoy too much. So for them to also enjoy, they have to collect their own share of the national cake. And the way to collect the share of national cake is to go on strike so that they call them for a meeting in Abuja. And once they are leaving, you see them smiling, meaning money has changed, has exchanged hands. Wow, that's what Timothy is saying. Okay, all right. Thank you, Timothy. This one from Murum Fayo, that's the name. You say from Airport Road. Yeah, you say one thing is strike is part of democracy, but I think we're having too much of it in Nigeria, and it has been watered down because people don't see the unions as serious people anymore. What they do now is just they go on strike once they don't like your face or when they are broke, as people are saying. I think, as some people have continued to say, union should be banned in Nigeria. Can you ban union in Nigeria? You know, it's an international. We have ILO. We are a signatory to ILO, International Labour Organization, so we can't ban union when we are not in the military zone. Okay, this one says, my name is Peter Pasca from Basharon here. He said, one thing is certain, the government to have their own share of the blames. Why always every time they will say there are some unresolved issues and agreement? Why would you sign an agreement that you cannot meet up to at the end of the day? I think government too should do the needful. They should not allow students to suffer. Please tell the government to answer ASU. All right, and this one says, good morning, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Martins Ayola. From Alakia constituency. I think the government also like to make things to be swept under the carpet for too long. You know how long you've signed this agreement, yet you are not even doing much to make sure the agreements are met so that others will be happy. If we blame ASU, we should also blame government too. If you blame government, you blame labor unions too. I think we are taking too much of this nonsense in this country. Let's just do the needful. What is the needful? Yes, tell us. Okay, thank you. All right, this one says, my name is Adeli from Ojo. ASU strike. Each time I hear ASU want to go on strike, I just laugh because they are not being taken seriously anymore. It's like when they are broke, they just want to go on strike. That is what is happening. That's the feeling everybody is having now. Although it might not be that way, that is how people feel. So I think they should also try as much as possible to reduce how they always talk about strike every time. In a year, ASU can go on strike more than 6 times. Does it mean they are not serious or they just play around with strike? This is not good at all. Okay, thank you. And this one from Blessing Pologu says, good morning, Mr. Speaker. I think ASU has much of the blame because they always have a way of wanting to hold every government by the jugular. Why is it that every government is always not meeting up with ASU's demand? Does it mean their demand is also too much? I don't. You're asking that question. I don't know. Maybe one of these days we'll have to bring the men. In fact, within the week we'll try as much as possible to bring as one of the union leaders in the state to this radio station so that they will tell you some of these things they are fighting for. Okay, all right. This one from trying to get there's no name on this one. Okay, there's no name, but it says I think government should also try as much as possible to always meet up with the demands of ASU because they are making the student to suffer too much. Okay, all right. So these are the messages coming in. Please keep sending them. I don't know what's wrong with the phone line, but you can keep trying. 0702 520 1007. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. 0705 507 1007. These are the numbers to call in. I'm waiting for your call for us to have a conversation this morning. We're talking ASU strike in Nigeria. Do we still have them as important as they used to be in the past? Hello, good morning.
Hey, hello, good morning, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Sam, good morning to you.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
You see this, I don't want to be on the side of people that are blaming ASU.
Okay.
Because I feel, I've taken my time to read some of the things that they are asking for. And I don't really think it's too much to ask. Because these people are people that they are working practically every day. They are the same people we know in the school environment. They are lecturers and the like. So they are all busy working. So what if their demands are okay? And if this government is refusing to meet up their demands, they also have the right to take is better for them. Because at the end of the day, it will get to the point where they will retire and we don't know whatever happens to them at the end of the day. We know, we have heard of how much even a prof earns in Nigeria. While someone who is just elected to an office, we know how much they make in a month. So if we compare what these people are doing in the classes to what those people who just use pen and biro to just let the eyes have it, what they make, you see that these guys are really suffering. So first of all, the environment for them, the working environment is very bad. So they have to restructure it. If you look at their counterparts in the private universities, they do better. They do better. So if a private university can do better, how come that of the government shouldn't do better? So the government, while they are also thinking of how to increase their own money, and when they want to do it, their own benefits, they don't think about it. They don't talk too much. Even when they say it, they have already done it. They just want us to know that this is what we have done. No? So if you like, talk from that. So when it comes to ASU and other people that are working for the government, they are working very hard. I'm talking about people that go to their workplace maybe once in a week or twice in a week. We're talking about people that goes to work every day. They rack their brain to give out the best that they have. I think whatever they are asking for, it should be met, because you know now teaching is not easy. Teaching is not easy. So these guys are not really treated well compared to other parts of the world. Lecturers are treated well, but here they treat them like rags. They don't care about them. So I think their demands, the government should meet them. If they go on strike, well, yes, the students will suffer, but unfortunately the students will have to bear it, because the lecturers will not go on empty stomach, will not go unpaid.
What about this situation that government is threatening them with no work, no pay situation?
You know, it's their nature now. Buhari started it. So it's something that it's unfortunate, but I don't think it will go anywhere. I don't think it will. And you know why the government will succeed in all of these things is because their children are not here. Even not just their children, their relatives, their close relatives their children don't school in Nigeria. If their children were to be schooling in Nigeria, they will not be saying all of these things they are saying. And that's why they should make a law that all public office holders, all civil servants, everybody, your children must. That's why our higher institution, or even primary institution, educational sector, you see, it's all dying away. Because those people in office, they are not even having their children or grandchildren here. All of them are abroad. So they don't care. But for me, the no work, no pay is just a political statement. At the end of the day, they will still bend, because ASU will know. You know, when ASU go on strike, people will feel it. So let them start. Very soon they will call them. Let them say what they have to say. Let ASU go on their strike, and let the fight begin.
Okay, so let the fight begin. Thank you so much, Honorable Sam. The fight is already beginning, because ASU says no going back. Today is the D-Day to go on the 2 weeks warning strike first, before we now take it indefinite. Okay, you heard Honorable Sam there. I mean, you wouldn't want to blame ASU, blame government. Why would they not do what they should do? What they're asking for is not too much. What's your own view this morning? 0702-520-1007, 0702-520-1007, and 0705-507-1007, 0705-507-1007. Yes, is what we're looking at. ASU and the strike today that is starting across all universities in Nigeria, government-owned universities in Nigeria today, as ASU is going on, another strike. Some people are blaming ASU that they like to go on strike too much. Their own self done too much. While others are saying, government too, why will you sign an agreement that you know is difficult to actualize? Why does it take you so long to always meet up with something you put your hand and you sign it? While others are saying, union leaders in Nigeria, they are always too focused on strike and all of that, not thinking of the end effect, the aftermath of what they cause with all of this strike. So what's your own view this morning? 0702 520 1007, 0705 507 1007. I don't know the magic Honorable Sam used to get in. Some other calls I've been seeing are dropping. They come in, they drop. Let's see this one. Hello, good morning. Okay, all right. So just keep trying. Let's see. I have a few more minutes to wrap up this conversation. But let me go back to the messages and take some of these messages this morning. All right, this one says, good morning. My name is Timi Lane. Okay, I say from Akobo. Please, ASU should not go on strike. I don't want my education. I don't want my year to be extended. Please, ASU, government, listen to ASU. ASU also listen to government. That's it. Apparently, this one is an undergraduate. Okay. All right. Thank you. And this one says, good morning, dear Mr. Speaker. I think, just as the last speaker said, ASU should not be blamed. How much are the lecturers even earning in this country compared to what their counterparts elsewhere are earning? That is why we see all of the crazy things happening in our universities, the handout thing, the plenty things where lecturers don't even have the passion to teach. Some of them just came, they just get into the profession just to make money. There's no passion for lecturing and all of that. I think the government is to blame for all of these things if what they signed is not actualizable. Why would you sign it when they presented it to you? So stop signing things you know will be difficult to meet up with. Government, you are the problem. That is what this one is saying. All right. This one from my name is Amos from Challenge. He said, ASU strike. Sometimes if I hear it, it doesn't sound like anything meaningful to me anymore because they like to strike too much. But I just don't know why they enjoy strike. Well, that's the way you put your message. All right. Okay. This one says, good morning. My name is Quinn. He says from Bodija. Let's look at it like this. What if this thing is all gimmicks for people to just be doing unnecessary things? If you ask me, I think government knows that these labor people are not serious. That's why they don't take them seriously anymore. Okay, so another drop call there. Please keep trying. Try. Let's hear. I want to hear from that particular number that has been calling. I want to hear what you have to tell us. Okay, all right. So we've been looking at the issue of strikes in Nigeria as ASU is embarking on another strike today, and we are asking, what do you make of all of this strike, ASU, federal government, and of course, every time an unending situation? Okay, so 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. All right, let's acknowledge those who are following us on the stream platform and the streaming portal. Those who are following us bumper to bumper there. Yes, we love your interactivity. Always try as much as possible to follow us. Like our page on all platforms. We are at Melody 107 FM. Melody 107 FM on all platforms. All right, so. Samiri says good morning, thank you. Commentator Jola Sharia, thank you. And for Isiaka of Omajisun. Yeah, that's what I'm saying here. It says President have power to pardon anyone else. Nothing anybody can do. Okay, I guess you're reacting to the presidential pardon given to some people that have now been one of the things people are talking about. So that's the way it is. Thank you for all of your comments and following. Don't forget, we are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we are on X. Follow us on all platforms there and drop your comments. Your interactivity is very, very, very important to us. Okay? 0702 520 1007, 0705 507 1007. Okay, more messages are coming in, much more than the calls. Yes, let's just keep taking the messages if the calls are having issues. All right, this one from Israel. Adejo says, from Ologuneru says, good morning, Mr. Speaker. I think government is to be blamed for all of this. Every time we hear about any strike like this, government is culpable. They know what to do, but they will not do it. Why sign an agreement you know it will be difficult for you to meet up with? This is not good at all. I think it's a shame on a country that prides itself as the Aunt of Africa to be going through all of these things. What is even good enough for us to smile about in this country? It's like every administration just comes in and do the same thing every time. This is not good. God help Nigeria. Okay, all right. Thank you so much. And this one from Shade Johnson says, I'm sending it from Bodija. He said, for ASU, I'm begging them they should please not allow my my time in school to be longer than the usual. I've already planned when I will serve, and so I can japa. This one is japa. I love these guys who want to japa. Okay, anyway, 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Of course, this one says, good morning, Mr. Speaker. ASU versus FG is something that has always been there from day one. Now the question is, when will it end? Since I was a kid, I've always heard ASU and federal government. Till now, I'm an adult, it is still ASU, federal government. Please, when will this drama and this movie about ASU and federal government end? All right, please keep trying. I know you're trying to call, but the network is...
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Folashade calling from Alakia.
It's good to have you. Good morning.
Concerning the issue of ASU and federal government,
yes,
I just want to plead with the federal government that they should help us to settle ASU's need and want. Because it's going to be a slap on their face if ASU should go on strike again. Because we cannot even point at anything that is working perfectly well in their own administration. So they should please. It's going to be a very bad one if our children should come back home again without doing anything, sitting at home in the name of ASU strike. So they should please. They should help us to settle ASU. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Honorable Folashade. We appreciate you. All right, thank you for calling. All right, keep your own calls coming through. Maybe the line is now responding because I know the calls that have been coming through just dropping. All right, so 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Hello, good morning. Hello, are you there? Good morning. Okay, all right. So as we begin to move out little by little out of this segment of the show this morning, yes, let me take the last set of calls messages before I begin to wrap up this conversation this morning. Okay, this one says my name is Oluwatoyin from Rainbow. Okay, it says I think the federal government needs to learn how to sorry about that. I think the federal government needs to learn how to try as much as possible to persevere ASU. Whatever that is the issue with ASU, they should try as much as possible to get this issue solved, because it's becoming a situation that is not palatable anymore, because they want the kids in school to suffer. Just imagine if they come home now at the end of the day after paying school fees, and they will come home and still come and be staying with their parents, more expenses. And please, they should try as much as possible, do the needful, please. Federal government, do the needful. All right, that's the message coming in. And this one also says, I think the government of the day doesn't take labor unions seriously anymore, because they know how they've been in the past, that they always have a way of standing in the progress of a government. So the present government doesn't care. Even when they've been threatening about strike for 2 weeks now, the government didn't even budge. They didn't feel anything important in all of this strike they talk about. I think the right thing should be done. Labor unions should also call themselves to order. The way they go on strike is getting too much. They should not be doing this. It's too much. If something is getting too much, people will make that thing to lose its value. So ASU strike is beginning to lose value, and that's why government seems not to be taking them seriously. All right, thank you so much. Yes, Moses from that's how you say Ibadan South. Okay, so let's leave it like this morning. This is the conversation that we've had around ASU strike and strikes in Nigeria. You said your own. Let's hope that this will make things better. Maybe after now we'll see a better performance from both sides concerning this issue. Because every time you talk about strike, if you talk about ASU, you talk about government. You talk about government, you talk about ASU. Why is it that ASU also like to go on strike? Well, they won't go on strike if government does the right thing. And if government fail to do the right thing, they say the only thing government understand is strike. If you plead with them, you've done everything, you've sent them memos, you send them letters, they say the only thing they understand is when you say you are going on industrial action, which ASU has started to do now. 2 weeks, one in strike. Where will it lead us? What are we going to achieve at the end of this? Only time will tell. Thank you for being part of this segment of the show this morning, the People's Assembly segment. It makes a return tomorrow, but don't forget that one thing is certain. We always come here to talk about things that affect us as Nigerians because we want Nigeria to be better. Are you also among those who want Nigeria to be better? Whether you are a leader, you are a follower, you must try as much as possible to make sure that what you do as well in your own little corner are things that can uplift the nation, not things that can put the nation down. For ASU and government, we hope that you consider those who are students. When I see the faces of these ones here, especially all these my IT students, and I remember ASU is going on strike, and I just be like, Kai, all these ones are the ones that suffer when things like this happen. But let's see what will happen between today and tomorrow. When you go on strike like this, there are always series of meetings. So let's see whether the meetings that we hold from today will bring a resolution to all of the problems. Let's see what will happen. Okay? Thank you so much. Let's have a breather. When I return, at the other side, we'll be looking through the Melody Surprise segment of the show this morning.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. happens to you, don't waste your time. Here's why. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, bring me down, can't none bring me down. Love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Come along if you know what happiness is to you. Come along if you feel like that's what you want to do.
I love this station, Melody 100.7 FM. Melody FM 100.7.
Plenty scars, so they not believe us. When I got to bless us, when I got to bless us, them out to sharp like scissors. So they try their best to the pressure me, but I live my life as a nobody. I live my life with peace of mind is underrated. That's why I'm patient, cause I know my time is now. When nobody want me, peace of mind is underrated. That's why I'm patient, cause I know my time is now. And nobody want be so far, no good. Every day I'm up to something. So far, so good. I'm up and grateful. I remember I was wanting when guys were planting. I see something. That's why I go, my story now, not glory. Big body, she for me. Victoria, run to me. That's why I go. Anytime I shoot, no apology. I'm okay, cause I know that peace of mind is underrated. That's why I'm patient, cause I know my time is now. And nobody want me, peace of mind is underrated. That's why I'm patient, cause I know my time is now. And nobody want me, I dey hear plenty scars, so they not believe us. When I got to bless us. When I got to bless us. Them out to sharp like scissors. Say they try their best to the pressure me, but I live my life as a nobody. I live my life with peace of mind is underrated, though. That's why I'm patient, though. Cause I know my time is now, and nobody want me, though. Peace of mind is underrated, though. That's why I'm patient, though. Cause I know my time is now, and nobody want me, oh.
Most definitely people. According to Alhaji Tekino there, Augustine Ma is saying peace of mind is underrated. Yeah, sometimes, it is highly underrated. But you know one thing, if you have peace of mind, sometimes you feel like you have everything when you have peace of mind. And you know one thing you need to know is that peace of mind actually is something that comes from within you, from within, the inside of you, not from outside. So if you're seeking peace of mind from outside your spirit and soul, your body, you're lying. It comes from inside of you. That's one thing you need to know. Peace of mind comes from inside, not from outside. And nothing can bring you peace but yourself. Yes, it's only you and you that can bring peace to yourself. So your peace of mind lies within you, not without you. Because if you cannot find peace within yourself, you will never find it anywhere else. Yes, if you can't look at yourself and say, okay, Sharon, Sandra, Jomiloju, I want to find peace within myself. If you're looking for peace, maybe from outside, okay, peace of mind, okay, I will look for it from Anu. Okay, is it from Antifi? I want to go and look for peace. You're lying to yourself. Peace of mind is within you. So you must, if you cannot find peace within yourself, you never find it anywhere else. So that's one thing you should know. Okay? It is a Melody Sunrise, Melody 100.7 FM. This beautiful, beautiful Monday morning, money making Monday, MMM. And this is the 13th day of this beautiful, beautiful day. 13th day of the 10th month of the year 2025. And what that means is today is the 286th day of the year. 286th day of the year. And what that means, we have 79 days to go. 79 days at the end of the year 2025. What you have to do, you have 79 days to go. If you cannot achieve them in 79 days, then you push them over to 2026. That's what it means. But you know what? You still have some days. You still have some time to get that done, right? So, try as much as possible to make use of the remaining 79 days very, very well to your own advantage. Today is International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction. International Day for Disaster Risk Reduction is an international commemoration, and what the day is all about, it encourages every citizen and government of the world to take part in building more disaster resilient communities and nations. You know, when you talk of disaster, fire, flood, earthquake in those countries, tsunamis, thank God we don't have all of them here, but what we have here is bad governance is our own tsunami, and flooding and earthquake. You know, so the United Nations on this day, their General Assembly, we call them UNGA, United Nations General Assembly, designated this day, October 13, every year as International Day for Natural Disaster Reduction as part of his proclamation of International Decade for Natural Disaster Reduction. So that's what today is all about. And of course, it's been happening since 2001. So every day there's an international observance, either by UNESCO, by World Health Organization, by United Nations, and all of their affiliate bodies. So That is what today is all about. Okay? And today, October 13, happened to be the day some people popped out of the labor room. So for those who popped out of the labor room today, we celebrate you today. I will say happy birthday to you. If your day is today, happy birthday to you. Yeah, for those celebrating today, happy birthday. Let's celebrate a few of the people celebrating today now. Yeah, Benjamin Foster is one of the big hype men in the industry. Benjamin Foster is a hype man with a difference. Okay, so happy birthday, Ben. God bless your new age. And of course, for Cesar Julius, it's also your birthday today. Happy birthday, Cesar. God bless your new age. And of course, Ajani Sahid Abiola, yes, one of my boys right there. Today is his birthday as well. Happy birthday. Adama Adieze is also her birthday today, as well as a blessed Emeka, also celebrating today. Oluwadami Lare Ibukun is also your birthday. That one is a newspaper journalist in Nigeria. So happy birthday to all of these people. Wishing you long life in good health and prosperity. We wish you the very best of your celebration. All right, the show is hitting crescendo now, little by little. Let's begin to go out. Let's begin to go out little by little on the show so that I can be back on the next one. As I rise, it should be time for Orelu, the first for the week. You know, it's a Monday to Friday thing. So we'll bring you another one today on Orelu. So thank you so much for being part of the Melody Sunrise, the Melody 100.7 FM. With the finest this morning. It makes a return tomorrow. But don't forget, every other beautiful things continue. We have so many other beautiful things going for you this beautiful day. Money making Monday, so go make your own money. Don't look at my own wallet. Go make your own money, okay? You know it's sweet when you make your money, right? When you earn your own money, there's a feeling that comes with it, a very beautiful feeling. So go make your own money. Alright. On behalf of everyone that has been part of the show, thank you for to all of those who try to call, who didn't get through. We still so much appreciate you. And for those that following us on the platform, we do so much appreciate all of you. Okay. Wish you the very best of this beautiful Monday. God bless your day. On behalf of Adenike Adesoye, Yebobola Ego Femi, Timothy Akpan, and then not forgetting Uyewole Adetoro, the engineering man on duty, as well as Alice Ode. I say good morning to all of you and to all our IT students. All of them shining eyes like a policeman dog. As you say, hope they have been, because the way their eyes are shining, their eyes shining more than that of Nike, you know. So they are enjoying. Anyway, they are still feeding them now, so they don't know what's up for now. Alright, so my name is Pretty. You call me the finest, the nature's finest. So until 6 p.m. when I come again for the cruise show today. Don't hurt nobody. Be good to someone. Show love. If you can help people, you help them. But if you can't, leave them alone. Don't add to their problem. And for Nigeria, I've always told you that God has blessed this country immensely. All we need now is His help. So God, help Nigeria. I'm out of here. I'll see you on the